Lights Out family, KK here. Welcome to my new segment in which I will be narrating scary stories I have heard from popular Taiwanese YouTube channel as well as website like Reddit. I will begin 3 ghost stories from this brilliant book about true Japanese ghost stories by a Taiwanese tour guide of the name of Naoki Dan. I will be also doing horror movies reviews in the near future. Please render me your support. Thank you. The Picture Book. Nishimura was majoring in adolescent education back in the year 2011. Since her sophomore year, Nishimura had to intern at childcare centers around Tokyo. She enjoyed teaching and playing with young children, which reaffirmed her passion to her studies. For every childcare center in Japan, reading to the children from a picture book was a standard curriculum. Due to her interest in anime voice acting, Nishimura was always able to spice up her storytelling with a myriad of characters' voices, something that boosted her popularity among the children. On the final day of her internship in a childcare center in Tokyo, Nishimura was encouraged by the teaching faculty to do a swan song picture book staring session. However, Nishimura had already finished reading all the picture books available in the center to the children. Then slightly after lunch, a little girl whom Nishimura had never seen before passed her a new picture book before scampering off with a signature shoe tapping sound. Flipping through the new book, the cover and the content drew some reluctance from Nishimura, as it seems to deal with the supernatural. She highlighted this to a couple of senior teachers, and they felt it was no big deal to narrate a spine-chilling story on a hot summer day like that. The story of the picture book is as follows. A young boy was bringing his dog for a walk in her park during sunset. He felt an urgent need to relieve himself but was apprehensive as the toilet in the park was rumored to be haunted. However, his water tank was overloaded and just had to grit his teeth, and with his pet dog as his bodyguard, ultimately went to relieve himself in the haunted toilet. Lo and behold, poor boy encountered not one but few spirits that totally freaked him out. With her voice acting skill, Nishimura was able to entertain both the children and other members of the faculty, which trailed the year 2 intern grade. Among the children listening avidly was a short-haired girl who Nishimura recognized as the girl that passed her the book. She was expressionless, and throughout the narration, it bothered Nishimura, but she felt the girl might have previously read the content and was unfazed. After saying goodbye to the fellow teachers, Nishimura joined her classmates in the izakaya, a bar in Japan, for a drink as she recollected her moment of glory with the storytelling. Her performance did garner support from her fellow classmates. Before she knew it, it was 12 midnight, and with some reporting to do back in the college the next morning, Nishimura rushed for the last train back to her rented apartment. Nishimura's apartment was 10 minutes away from the station, and she only required to cross 2 small streets. In the midst of walking along the first street, Nishimura felt like somebody is following her as she could hear a distinct footstep. She zoned into the footsteps and her suspicion was reaffirmed, except it was a footstep of a child, not an adult. In the back of her mind, she was thinking, how could a small child be wandering on the streets at this hour? She turned her head to quell her suspicion. However, under the bright street lights, no sight of person could be seen except herself. Entering the second street, where vehicles are not allowed to enter, the child footsteps were audibly more prominent. Flustered, Nishimura made a dash for her apartment building. Just when she made a sharp turn towards it, she could see a childlike silhouette rushing towards her with an aggressive shoe-tapping noise as its soundtrack. At this point, Nishimura was apparently freaked out and rushed up the stairwell and quickly made her way to the apartment door with the keys she had prepared. She rushed into her veranda, locked her apartment door, slowly catching her breath, recovering from her frightened state. 10 minutes later, when she could finally muster enough strength and courage that whoever is following her could be a wild imagination, she turned towards her apartment. At this very moment, her hand squeezed through the small postage lid in the front door and grabbed onto Nishimura's blouse and exclaimed, "Read me the picture book one more time." The end.